big pharmaceutical corporations, Merck and Company and GlaxoSmithKline, launched their commercially licensed preventive HPV vaccines in India in 2008. Gardasil by Merck and Cervarix by Glaxo claimed to help prevent cervical cancer. Their marketing was aggressive, and results were shocking. As part of clinical trials, 14,000 tribal girls were vaccinated in Khammam district of Andhra Pradesh, but 4 of them died within 6 months of the vaccination. Their deaths during clinical trials for HPV vaccines have raised serious issues about the efficacy, safety, and consent of the subject of these clinical experiments. The state government of Andhra Pradesh and Gujarat gave permission to Merck and Company to conduct clinical trials which they called Demonstration Project. In the month of July 2009, Merck and Company, with the help of an international NGO based in the US called PATH, India Council of Medical Research, and local health workers, started these trials in Khammam. It is shocking that all these trials were conducted under the name of National Rural Health Mission.
The violations happened at 2 levels. One is at the implementation level, where the vaccine administration has been taken place, that is in Andhra Pradesh and Gujarat. Other is at the level where the permissions were given. The drug controller giving the permission and ICMR collaborating, and the state governments endorsing a private American non-governmental organization PATH, which has been supported by Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation for this particular project, which is completely dismissing the concerns which we are raising related to informed consent.
As part of our clinical trial program, we collect all events that occur and we analyse them, and this data is shared in absolute transparency with the regulatory agencies. Therefore, we actually assess the benefits and the risks of this product.
Most of the girls vaccinated were from marginalized sections of society. Their families were misinformed and kept in the dark about the side effects of the vaccine. While the Health Minister of Andhra Pradesh, D. Nagendra, claims that these deaths have nothing to do with the vaccination, however, families of the deceased say that their daughters have died as a result of the side effects of the HPV vaccine. They claim that the trials were done without taking their consent.
Any drug or vaccine, if you are doing a clinical trial with the children, you have to do phase 3 clinical trials on adults. Okay. What happened in this context? Merck has done the clinical trial. I am talking in the context of Gardasil, where Andhra Pradesh government has administered. The Gardasil phase 3 trials have been done by Merck, the pharmaceutical company, through some contract research organization on 110 children who are 9 to 15 age group. And we never get the protocols data. There is nothing available on the websites. And then on that basis, the Drug Controller General of India is saying that he has given the permission for post-market surveillance, that is phase 4 clinical trials.
According to ICMR's guidelines, for clinical evaluation of a new drug, the study in children should always be carried out after phase 3 clinical trials in adults. It can be studied earlier only if the drug has a therapeutic value in a primary disease of the children. In that case, why was Merck given permission to conduct these trials on minor girls?
We did this after getting completely all the ethical approvals. The Government of India was involved in this. ICMR is the vanguard for the Government of India. They are the ones who gave us the permission, and so we did this with the complete drug controllers. Understanding.
Cervical cancer is the second largest cause of death among women in India. According to the World Health Organization study, 1 of every 8 cervical cancer patients in the world is an Indian. Human Papillomavirus, or HPV, causes the cancer of the cervix. Over 100 types of HPV viruses have been classified, and about a dozen of them are sexually transmitted, which may cause cancer of the cervix. The infection caused by HPVs takes at least 15 to 20 years to lead to cancerous growth in the body. Many non-profit health organizations have pointed out that the regular pap smear tests of women above the age of 30 is the only key to control mortality rate caused by cervical cancer. Otherwise, deaths will continue.
Cancer is a treatable disease. If you can detect early, if you can prevent it. It's a 100% preventable disease. So you need to educate, and then you need to introduce basic pap screening facilities at the subcenter level. It doesn't need a gynecologist, even a trained A&M can do.
It is incomprehensible that why the state government was keen to promote such an expensive vaccine. The vaccine has a period of 3 to 5 years, after which booster dose has to be given. Hence, the total cost of the vaccine turns out to be unaffordable for the poor.
We cannot afford to have such expensive vaccine which has not been proved of its efficacy, and we don't even know its immunological protection, and the side effects were not even established, and there are no studies of the long term adverse events. If you look at the costs of it, one vial of Gardasil is 9,000 rupees. Okay, that means 3 shots, 0, 2 and 6. Like if I am taking in first month and after 2 months and then after 6 months. So that is the dosage for Gardasil. Cervarix is 3,300 rupees, which is much more expensive. So if you are giving it, what I was saying in the beginning, if it has 5 years of efficacy, even if I am taking like 5 years, if I am giving it at 9 or 10-year-old girl, I am spending 9,000 rupees. And then after 5 years, I had to spend another 9,000, and then it goes on till she reaches 30. So almost 33,000 rupees per woman I am spending on this vaccine. We don't even have rupees 20 to spend on reproductive and child health program on women per annum.
This controversy has also raised eyebrows about the nexus between pharmaceutical companies, NGOs and the state.
Look at the scenario here. You have the NGO, and they have been funded by Bill and Melinda Gates, and then they are coming to this place, and first of all they have collaborated with Indian Council of Medical Research, and the vaccines were supplied by Merck free of cost. See the nexus. And then they go to the state government, they collaborated with the state government, and they use the logo of National Rural Health Mission on the HPV vaccination cards. So NGO is not doing directly, they are very smart, they have done through the state government. Like now we make the state accountable. Party is not coming into any public domain and answering. Of course, we have to make state accountable. At the same time, I think even party is answerable as an NGO. We are an NGO in that way.
According to the statement issued by Dr. Christopher Elias, President and CEO of PATH, to date, no deaths have been casually associated with HPV vaccination in India or elsewhere. Experience with the HPV vaccines used in post-licensure observational study confirmed the good safety profile reported in criminal trials.
HPV vaccine is a major development in women's health. While screening and treatment programs are feasible in many low-resource settings, it takes years to develop them, and it's difficult to reach all women in rural and poor urban areas. The vaccine offers the long-term potential, with good screening and treatment, to bring cervical cancer rates down worldwide to levels that we experience in the developed world. And it's going to be provided to young girls who are 10 to 14 years of age, potentially. And this is an issue that's problematic in many countries.
PATH claiming to be a, whatever progressive non-governmental organization, which is, but endorsing whatever, wherever the agreement is coming from, and in doing this kind of trial is completely unthinkable. Right?
Many women's groups and non-profit health organizations like Sama, Saheli have brought out this issue to the public domain for debate.
Easy for PATH to say, look, it's not our fault. We trained a couple of A&Ms or ASHA workers, and if they haven't followed consent, it's their fault, because basically that's what this statement means. They are trying to shrug off their own accountability.
Although the trials have been temporarily stopped and a committee has been formed to look into the matter, but the deaths of these tribal girls have once again proved that the lives of the poor and the underprivileged in our country is worthless. The market gurus have predicted that the Indian cervical market is a growing and healthy global market. Yes, a healthy market where big pharmaceutical companies make profits by treating poor innocent people as guinea pigs.